Postal family, I got a question. So that means we getting a back pay check the week of Labor Day? It's gonna hit that weekend of Labor Day? Let me know so I can go and put a little PTO in. Y'all check back in with me. Let me know something.
Man, I don't blame Jay because we don't even know what's going on, man. Mail carriers don't even know. Well, you know what? It ain't even the mail carriers. The mail carriers actually know what's going on, for the most part. But our employees as a whole, we don't know what's going on, as a whole, and it is a shame. So I'm bringing this clip from JH in because he broke it down so good, man. He broke it down so good. I know y'all familiar with JH. JH, I got love for you. Appreciate the support in the comments. You always come through. But we finna check out some words from JH today. Check this out.
Because after I dropped that video yesterday about the back pay, my comment section blew up. Not with, thanks, finally somebody said it, or, anything. But what I did get was, does that apply to rural carriers? Does it apply to clerks? Does it apply to truck drivers? What about maintenance? And that's when it hit me. It hit me. You're not paying attention. And the worst part, you are proving why nothing in this place is ever going to change.
Man, we do have a voice, y'all. But the problem is that when we get ballots and, when surveys come around and things like that, 80% of us don't even participate in those things. And, we like to complain on the internet and, make videos and things like that, which, and I'm not knocking anybody that likes to express themselves on the internet, but you do have an opportunity to learn the company that you work for. I'm a carrier, NALC. I get those, the Postal Record and all those magazines I get on a monthly basis, and probably more than that. Well, no, monthly basis. And I read them, because even though it may seem like something that's just unimportant, if you care about your job, you want to learn as much as you can about your job, especially if you are one of those people that want to be here and retire here. You need to know what's coming down the pipeline because you might be wasting your time. Not to say that you are, but you don't know if you are or not, So there's so many resources out there for us to learn what's going on with our jobs. And this whole back pay thing, of course, that's going to the letter carriers this month in August, last week of August. That's a letter carrier thing. And I've seen comments where there have been, rural carriers and, not to knock y'all. I know when you see money, you like, hey, am I getting some of this money or not? But the problem is you should know whether or not you are. And there's nothing wrong with coming to YouTube to find out that information. But when you hear people say like, the NALC contract, the APWU contract got ratified, blah, 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 you need to know what that means. Because that is important to know what union you are paying dues to. So, JH couldn't have said it better.
So let's get the facts out the way so that there's no excuses. All right. City carriers, which I am not, seem to be paying more attention than anything. But their contract was ratified back in March. That is why their back pay will hit the end of August, September, about 6 months after their ratification. So the rural carrier, the clerks, the truck drivers, rural carriers have their own union, the clerks and the truck drivers underneath the APWU, and the mail handlers as well. Your contract didn't line up with the carriers. Yours got ratified later, and the mail handlers didn't get ratified, which means to me that they don't even pay attention. You're about 6 months out from your ratification date. Okay, so when it is ratified, you can look at 6 months the latest. All right, that's kind of a rule of thumb. They got 180 days to pay y'all. It's always been that way. It's not secret information. It's not insider knowledge. It's literally on your union updates.
And, I do want to say, grace to the people that just started as, postal employees, because I know it could seem like a lot to try to remember right now. But if you are just starting, a lot of this stuff don't really apply to you as far as like back pays and contract ratifications and stuff like that. It really doesn't apply to you as a brand new worker, because you're coming into a fresh set of ideas, a fresh set of rules and updates and things like that. So I'm not really expecting you guys to know exactly what's going on, but if you just started, learn your route first, figure out how to do your daily functions, and then you can start worrying about the politics of this job, because trying to do that and trying to figure out what a 39.96 is and where the dog spray at, it's gonna be too much for you. It's gonna be overwhelming for sure. So if you're just getting started, don't worry about none of this stuff for now.
In your emails, the flyers, the meetings, the websites, etc. Here's the thing. If you don't even know when your contract was ratified, that's on you. Because if you can't remember when your raise was negotiated, why should anyone believe you care about this job at all? Now, we're getting into the real sickness of this place. You want the money, you want the benefits, you want better conditions, you want Jay to keep talking about voice of the voiceless, change the culture, but you won't even read the contract that you voted on. A lot of you did not even vote. The APWU was just a joke. We got almost as many as the letter carriers, the NALC, but they only got 30,000 people to vote? That is wild.
That is wild. Because the letter carrier count, I want to say, is in the 6 figures. So only getting 30,000 votes is that's kind of reckless. But my thing is this: how do you expect conditions to change if you don't talk directly to the people that can help bring that change? Because honestly, when we express our frustrations on the internet, we're kind of just venting to the public, which largely does not have any voice as far as how this company is ran. So, when it's time to voice your opinion, when it's time to fight back, when we get the opportunity to say something, we have all the phone numbers and the emails and addresses of the people that we need to contact. You need to participate in those things. Just saying. If you want things to change, vote for contracts, send letters in, talk to HR. Like, you really got to get involved. You can't wait around for it to change on its own, because it's not, bro. Like, this company has been the same way for a long time. And I can imagine it's because a lot of people are not speaking directly to the source for conflict resolution. Because I can definitely see that now. And I know some of y'all gonna say, man, it don't matter what you say to them, they're gonna do what they want to do. To an extent, that's true. But when we have the opportunity to vote on something that you don't like, you should say that you don't like it. Vote no, vote yes, and really understand what you're voting for, because you can sign your life away with these ballots and stuff. Voting for the wrong thing, saying yes to the wrong thing, like, you could literally sign your life away, bro. And we can do that. We can do that collectively if we don't know what we are saying yes to. And I know some people were saying, you know, like, I'm just tired of this back and forth thing. Let's just get something, you know, set in stone. But that's not a good way to look at it. It's really not.
Because if you were involved and you cared enough to actually participating in the union process, people would not be in the comments asking when your back pay is coming. You would already have a general idea, or you wouldn't be asking if it applied to you. When you don't vote, when you don't show up, and you don't even know what union you fall under, you've taken yourself out of the fight, period. And then you sit around complaining about how nothing changes. I'm gonna try to break it down. You're either part of the union fight. Jay, you're not even part of the NALC, but I was out there when they were marching. I was out there when the APW was marching. You're part of management's dream scenario. My screen is over there, the camera's over there. Anyway, you're part of the management's dream scenario. A workforce that is uninformed to push back. You don't change the culture by sitting on the sidelines. And if you don't even know your contract date, you're not even in the fucking stadium. And don't tell me it's not my thing. Because when your paycheck is short, suddenly it becomes your thing real quick, don't it? Yeah, oh well, I need to call my union rep. We keep hearing that the USPS is broken, and definitely management has their side to blame. But here's the thing, people come to my channel because I call it down the middle. But this is the uncomfortable truth. We've built a culture where employees are passive until something hits their paycheck or something directly affects them the most.
Really, bro? He broke it down. So when it's time to start talking about money, that's when everybody wants to get involved. But the crazy thing is, when we start talking about money, it's pretty much too late. It's too late then, you know, because these things are brewing in the background, these decisions are being made in the background. And once something is set in stone and it is reflected on your paycheck, it's too late then. It's a wrap. You know, you paid for whatever hours you worked, you paid under whatever regulation you're getting paid under. It's too late to complain after that, you know, unless there's some wrongdoing inside of your office with management messing with time, which, you know, grievances get involved with that. But yeah, man, we really just gotta do better as a whole with responding to surveys and voting when it's time to vote, you know, and not just relying on us getting reactions from the internet when we post videos and rant, because that's not enough. Honestly, that really just makes other people not want to apply at the Postal Service, really, you know, and we need all the help we can get right now. So yeah, and I know I just went on a series of making, you know, the good, the bad, and the ugly about the Postal Service, because that's true. People do need to know what they're stepping into, but the narrative does not have to be all negative. I get it. And especially if you are being negative and you have a lot of things that you want to say, you should be saying it to the appropriate authority as well when it's time to vote, because I voted. The majority of the carriers in my office voted. So if you didn't vote, you know, it is what it is. But the money is coming. And you should know what your money is looking like. The back pay for city carriers, and this is for the city carriers that's been here for a while, you know, with the overtime and stuff like that. I did hear somebody say that you should go exempt on this next pay period. Okay.
All right, y'all, I got something to say. So y'all know we about to get that back pay, right? Y'all better go exempt, because y'all know they're going to double tax our shit, and we need it all. We deserve it all. Don't say I didn't tell y'all.
Um, I don't know. I don't know where that thought came from, but I'm gonna tell y'all this based on past experience. Um, the back pay is going to be additional to our regular work hours. It's going to be taxed before we get it. Okay. It's not going to be taxed on that full amount. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember seeing this because I've been here for a while. The back pay is going to be extra, additional on top of the work hours. The work hours are going to be taxed normally. So just going exempt is just holding back the taxes for that current pay period. The taxes that are getting taken out from the back pay are going to be taken out before we get it because it's retroactive. This is money that we're receiving from the past, which is part of the reason why it was taking a while for us to get it, because overtime has to be calculated and those things have to be taxed, and then we get the money on our paychecks. So yeah, it really doesn't make sense to go exempt right now, because you're not doing what you think you're trying to do by doing that this time. So, yeah.
So y'all know y'all got Messy Hand in the building. I look a mess today, yes I do. But I just want to know, when we get our back pay, how many of us fellow carriers are gonna call off? I'm just trying to figure this out because do I need to call off? Especially up here in St. Louis, because I know it's gonna be something terrible in the gateway, okay? It's gonna be something terrible. When these people get their little checks, it's bad enough. It's payday today, and they called off today. And that wasn't nothing but the little regular check that they got. But baby, let them get this back pay on here. Everybody around St. Louis or out of the states, who calling off? Let me know, because let me know if I have to do it.
I ain't calling off. I'm coming because forecasting what the majority is saying, it's going to be a lot of routes down. And my off weekend is Labor Day weekend. So I got the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday thing. All right. So I'm already anticipating on a lot of people calling out and me having to work on my off days. I'm cool with that. I'm coming in. And actually, for the people that's going to get their paycheck, some people get paid on Tuesday, some people get paid on Wednesday, Thursday, whatever. On those days when they call out, or I'm sure some people have already put their slips in and things like that, I'm going to be there. Because the more I don't have to touch the back pay, the better. And if I can get some overtime, bro, I'm getting all the overtime I can get that week, bro. Like, I'm not finna call out and just blow that money, because one thing I know for sure, and I think JH said this on his video as well, later in the video, I didn't cover the whole thing, but you should use that money as a reset. If you are behind on bills or you got loans you got to pay off, or, it's stuff just lingering over your head, man, use it for that. Okay. And I'm finna tell the truth. A lot of people don't want to spend money on things that other people can't see, which is a problem. When you get that 5,000-6,000, whatever it's going to be, you want people to see that you got that money. But the best thing that you can do is to take that rain cloud from over your head with that money, bro. All right. That's the smartest thing that you can do. And if you already got your life in order, just put it to the side and add it to your savings. Just put it to the side, like treat it as a boost, And for my financial literate people out there, I know what y'all gonna do. You either gonna get some assets, you're gonna go into crypto, or you are going to put all of that money into TSP or Fundrise or any of those things. Like, I know what you finna do. You smart. Okay. The vast majority of us is gonna use that money to blow. And it's sad because just like Jay said, we just got income taxes in February, March, April, you know. It's just August, you know, and people got thousands. I'm pretty sure people got more then than they're going to get with this back pay. You know, I could be wrong, but I'm not expecting a whole lot from this back pay situation. I've seen some people say like $10,000, $11,000. If you do see that, drop that in the comments. Come back to this video, as a matter of fact, and drop what your back pay was when it drops, because it's next week. All right. But anyway, I'm done for today. I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't spend all your back pay. And if you got a problem, make sure you vote on every contract that come through and talk to the right people, not just the internet. All right. See y'all next time.